You can see that little lip, if it would focus on it again, just there. Okay, so I think that's the level where the piston or plunger, so you just, oh anyway you could see it, it's just in there, that one, that line right at the back of where my finger is. So so that's about that deep. So I've still got this much piston to go. However, there is a spring in there which will be compressed like well beyond its recommended limits, to keep the piston out at the end of the travel. However, I think I could make a spacer up about that long, so that the piston, rather than sitting at that point there where that groove is, and whenever you put your foot on the clutch it pushes out to there obviously, I think maybe I could move it back to there and get away from that, because I don't have a proper hone or anything to actually smooth that out. Yeah, alternatively I do have another one I purchased, but it's completely wrong. See that the travel on it isn't that bad actually. The travel could be usable. However, the diameter of that is like 1.5 inch and that's an inch. So of course there's a hole in the side of the bell housing which suits this, which means that this would have to be sitting at that level. So probably still usable travel, but I'd have to make something up, like basically make up another flange which sits around that, and as you can see the bolt holes are completely different as well. So I'd have to copy this flange and put a whopping great big hole in the middle so that it suits, so that it sits over that, and then maybe put some threads on there so that I can bolt that to my new flange. So I'd have some bolts going into the bell housing through there and some bolts going to this into the new flange about there. Yeah, anyway, it would be great if I had something to take the edge off and just put this one back in. Hello you, what do you reckon? Hey, what do you reckon? Shall I go and crawl under that bloody bus out there, should I? Yes, yes I should. Well, that depth there looks, I don't know, about 50 mil. So I'll take a photo of that I guess. So what I've got here is a bit of alloy, which is a bit of an old lathe thing. So I've drilled this end out to 12 mil. And I've just rammed this tap and die in there so that I can use it like a lathe. Awesome, mate. So I think I'm going to attach that to my bench drill there because it's got a switch so I don't have to hold the trigger down. And then I'll just put a taper on that end, just a slight taper to fit into here, and I'll be back shortly. Bit warm, but it could be worse. There you go. Anyway, I'll get that off there. It's a bit warm. Yeah, no, she's warm. Hang on. Alright, so we have that. Obviously it wasn't set too straight in the well, my drill, my hole must have gone a bit off centre because of sticking in the vise and using the hand drill. Anyway, that in theory, see, because that depth in there, the hole in there is about, well, it's about that deep. See, so if you line up that with that, it's about halfway, so that will travel, that'll go in about there, which puts the plunger past the line in there of rust or what have you. So I'll just throw that in there, as long as I've made that in there big enough to go over the clutch fork arm, whatever it's called, the bar which goes to the clutch fork. This would all slide in. Well, well, first bit successful. And the second bit sits like that. So Oh, hang on. Be nice to get that over it all. Didn't think about that, did I? Oh yeah, it's not. Oh, look at that. Oh, a bit like I bought one. Look it. Apart from I put it on back to front, didn't I? Yeah. Dopey bastards. Oh, there goes some of that bloody brake fluid coming out of there too. Anyway, whatever. I'll wipe it off in my trousers, eh? That'll work. Okay, so if I want that to go on there, I want that to go on that way, don't I? So it's going to be that way like that. Oh, jeez. No, whatever. How about just putting it in there? Yeah, here we go, look. Wicked. Okay, now we're talking. Cool. So that there can go like that. Brilliant. Be nice to get a cable tie around it, of course, to tie it onto there, but gee, I wonder if I'm going to be able to get enough. Oh yeah, I can. Work it. Get enough purchase on that to be able to get. Oh, here we are again. So I've shortened, I've drilled out that a bit more so that it'll fit over there a bit further, because I was starting to engage the clutch just by screwing this mechanism on. We don't really want that, do we? No is the answer. Yeah, anyway, back on there, and then I'm back on over there, and that back on that way, and oh, there she goes. Doesn't appear as though it's going the whole way in. Okay, so that's going to there. Oh no, that's not far off. Okay, so I'm going to have to try it without the rubber on because it's just too fucking complicated. Now, maybe it would help to start with having 2 bolts ready. Bloody hell. No, can't even find 2 bolts now. Only find 1. Fuck's sake. Okay, I might go see if I can find a longer bolt as well. Get it in there a bit better. Oh, fuck. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, yeah. Right, so yeah, this might help. I'll use some studs instead of bolts. You never know, it might help. Might not. Could help. Right. Oops. Oh, that's fallen off again, has it? Perfect. Perfect. Just reaching the bloody thing. Okay, here we go. Right, now then. Okay. Yeah. Come on, come on. Righty ho. Now, where's those nuts? Oh jeez. Here we go. Oh, I can't even get two arms in the bloody hole. Okay. Oh shit. Drop the nut. Back to square one. Oh man. Okay. Right. Ow! Oh, that hurt. Hit me head. Get in there. Okay. Right, something like that. Now. If I put that nylock on the wrong way around, probably I. That's a whole heap easier to push in now they're not compressing that spring so far, because I'm pretty sure it was starting to release the clutch as I was doing it up previously. Oh no, that nylock's on the right way around up the top there, isn't it? That's a bonus. Hopefully these nuts are the same size as the original bolt, so that I can do them up without heaps more grunting and groaning to go and get more tools. Okay, same top on this. Okay. Right, now this bastard here, I did in fact bend a little bit so that it, yeah, shit. The idea of that was to actually stop it fucking releasing all the brake fluid, because COVID and not being overly fucking not being guaranteed of having access to anything anyway, and being on the budget of course. Oh shit, I should have found the hose. Fuck's sake. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Holy motherfucker. Well, not sure if it's good news or bad news just yet, but chargers have given up, so 12-volt system, cables, positive and negative and negative, so two 12 volts being charged off this poor little alternator. But you know, what the fuck, so I'll leave that sitting there for a while and I'll come back to it. Might go a shower because brake fluid and oil. Well, the wires went on, so I blew up a terminal, so getting in there and cleaning it out a bit, which I've kind of done. Now, to prevent any mishaps with heat and pouring metal, I've got this. There you go, perfect. And this bit of stainless is about the right diameter, so I'm just going to hammer that on there to get it to sort of crease into there a bit. It's got a bit of a sharp edge, so I'll hit that on there, and hopefully if I pour it in while the stainless is cold, the lead will go in and contract slightly as it cools, but as this heats and then cools, hopefully this will pull off, because different metal, so different expansion, contraction, or temperature. Anyway, I'm going to give it a go. Oh, you bastard. Oh, well, some of it went in the hole. That big block that I was melting it off the end of, I should have really cut a bit off the end first. The old video of the reveal. Oh, she's warm. Hot? She's warm. Good
video of that. Get on WW.
Oh, mate, I've burnt my fingers heaps, but just not on camera.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I did it in a couple of pours, so you can see a line through the middle, but that's all right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, fuck, it'll carry electricity the same. I doubt the electricity will give a fuck.
No, that sounds good.
Hey, presto. She's on. That bit of stainless I used was a little bit bigger than what I had to, and also I found these sitting just down here, so I could have used that because it's got the taper built in, so that would have saved me a bit of filing. But anyway, 5 minutes later, and we have this. I also cleaned up the inside of these slightly because they had a bit of a curve on them from just old age, really. So yeah, see that one there's still flat-ish. Anyway, we'll give it a go. Well, she starts alright, but I've still got no clutch, I doubt. Yeah. Oh well, bugger. Back underneath we go. Right, so we have fresh brake fluid there, so maybe it's been coming out of that, which I haven't really done up that well, to be honest. But right, so that's done up now ish. So I'm wondering whether that plunger, because I added a bit from there to there, remember? So I'm thinking maybe I needed to go further with it, or maybe it's still leaking out the base where that groove was, where I haven't been able to smooth it off properly. At least after having it running for a while, you can see it's gone like 4 inches up, so I've now got that much space, because the airbags get pumped up, you see, so at least I can crawl underneath it. After all that, still got no clutch. See, that's the master cylinder there. So you can see it moving. Still no clutch, so unfortunately I've rolled the bus back a bit. The battery's almost flat, so I'm just letting it run for a bit, and then I'll have to stall it just by slamming this thing into reverse, and then whilst I've still got air pressure I can start it in first gear and move it forward onto block so that I can crawl underneath it again. See, there's some effort at doing blocks. Well, I managed to get it back on the blocks just, and I put some on the other side too, which is a fucking good move. But anyway, fed up with this now, so I'm going to have to pull that clutch slave cylinder off. Oh, I missed that one a bit. I probably pushed it forward. Yeah, I've pushed it forward somehow. Anyway, so I'll bloody have to redo that slave cylinder back to square one again. Oh, fuck's sake. Alright, another day.